Hey guys, welcome back to the Wood and Metal Workshop. I'm Kent, and we're going to do a request video today. This is for Tom and Richard, who both requested a little more information on my Harbor Freight 44-inch dual tool bench. A little backstory on this. I stole the idea from Steve O on GarageJournal.com. He built, I think he was the first one that I've ever seen that built the 44-inch boxes into a workbench. He did a corner bench with 4 boxes. I don't have room for a corner bench or the need for 4 boxes yet. Of course, I've got Kennedy box over there, Craftsman stack there, another Craftsman bottom chest over there, and well, maybe I need another box. I seem to have picked up some files in the last year. I got a bucket of files. So I stole the idea from Steve. A lot of guys have copied and built off of what he started. The idea behind it is that you get a very, very sturdy workbench when you do it this way, with the toolboxes in the bottom filled with tools. This thing, well, it's heavy to begin with. I didn't skimp on the framing at all, and full of tools. You're not going to move this thing. Leveling feet I made myself. Pretty easy. You cut out a square, in this case 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. Drill in my case I drilled a little over 3/4 inch hole through it. Put a 3/4 inch bolt through it. Put a nut on the other side, welded the nut in place, then welded the plate onto the bottom of the tube. So those are my leveling feet. There's 6 of them. So I've got the bench is very well supported. It's level, as close as we can get it. And then we did that before we put the boxes in, so this was sitting in place. Got it in. Then the boxes slide into their openings. Across the front, you've got 1.5 by 1.5 square tube. Across the back, there is 2-inch by 1/4 inch wall thickness angle, so 2 by 2 by 1/4 angle that supports the back of the box. The bench is much deeper than the boxes because I knew I was going to be putting my Craftsman boxes on top, and I wanted this front depth, so you have a work surface here. Not always the best thing to have in front of toolboxes is a work surface. A lot of times this will get covered up, as you've seen in some of the other videos. It's completely covered in parts and tools and whatnot, but these bottom drawers, this is small pliers and wiring stuff, so this one doesn't get used all that much. Bottom drawer over here is my measuring tools, calipers, and some spare tape measures, and tri-square and speed square. Yeah, a couple other squares that are in there right now. They're roaming around the shop somewhere, but they go in that bottom drawer, so if I know I need a measuring tool, I can clean up in front of it, pull out, get my measuring tools out. Try to keep it cleaned off. It doesn't always happen. Like any other flat surface in the shop, it's going to get covered with parts and tools and other detritus of everyday shop life. So the frame is 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch square tube. Like I said, it's got 6 leveling feet. It is deeper. This is actually to the backsplash, and the front of the thing is 29 inches. That gives me, well, 14 inches of usable space. Then it's got the bull nose on it. The countertop is stainless steel. Guys do a lot of different things with their tops. I wanted stainless steel just because I wanted stainless steel. There wasn't any good reason for it. That's just what I wanted. And so I went to a couple of auctions, restaurant auctions, until I finally found a stainless steel top that was big enough for what I wanted to do and didn't pay anywhere near new steel prices for it. I think it was actually much bigger than this, and I paid $125 for it. And then I brought it in the shop. I'll show you the ends. My welds aren't too great. That was one of the first TIG welding projects I did after I got the TIG welder in the shop. The backsplash comes up 4 inches. Bent that in the shop. Just put it up on the work table. And actually, I think at that time it was sawhorses to do something this long. And put a straight edge along it. Took the 1/2 inch angle, the 4.5 inch angle grinder with a cutoff wheel on it, and cut probably just not quite, or just over halfway through, and then clamped a piece of angle to it with both sides, and then carefully bent it up, and it came out perfect. So didn't have to take this into a fab shop to have it fabbed. That was my other option, was to take it in and have them bend it. I did the same thing with these ends. Get you a shot of this. We'll just go hands-free. Sorry about that. The ends are bent over and then welded around the front. You can see the notch here where it goes back to the back. So, and there's the this is not welded in. This is, I decided to add the screwdriver rack later, and because there wasn't anything to support this lower edge of it, I just put a piece of 2-inch square tubing in here. It was the perfect size. The top is made out of underneath the stainless steel skin is 2 layers of 3/4 inch plywood, so it's very solid. It was never designed to have a vise bolted to it or anything like that. I've got a big table over here, vise mounted on a post over there. That's where vices go. This is just to hold it up. Now, as far as the Harbor Freight boxes go, you might be able to notice that as far as the Harbor Freight boxes go, you'll notice they're not red, they're green. That's Rust-Oleum hammered green. We took Scotch-Brite and hit them all with Scotch-Brite, the drawer fronts and the boxes, and hit them all with the Scotch-Brite, wiped them down with acetone, and sprayed them the hammered green from Rust-Oleum. There's a lot of the other stuff in the shop. I love that color. Painted my sandblast cabinet that color, painted my vise that color. It's very close to the grizzly green. And so it matches my table saw and my joiner and wood lathe and my spindle sander. They're all they're all Grizzly tools, so it kind of matches, and I kind of like the green and the black together. And I didn't put the trim strips in. I've got them over there on the shelf. They're just a paper thing that goes in here with a plastic cover, so you could write on what you want on them. The Harbor Freight boxes, in my opinion, are the best bang for the buck you're going to find. There are some better quality boxes, and they cost a lot more money. This is fine for my shop. The slides work excellent. There's no question that those slides there's double slides on this drawer here. I don't know. Let's see if you can. I know in other videos we've shown what's in the boxes, but let's kind of zoom you in here, or zoom you out, or you can get an idea what is in here. Full set, long, deep and short 1/2 inch. I think those are the 12 pointers. Just about a full set of 6 pointers. Just about a full set of impact in the 1/2 inch. Just about full sets of all 3 of the 3/8 inch drive. Torques and Allen bits. 2 sets of the smatterings of 2 sets of those. All the drive tools, extensions, breaker bars, ratchets are all in here. And this drawer weighs a lot, and it slides beautifully. The only complaint there's a couple complaints that I've heard about the Harbor Freight boxes, and There's a good video on, people say when you roll them around, if you're rolling them around the shop, that this drawer likes to float open, especially if you have it fully loaded. There's a good video on YouTube. I'll put a link down in the description to that video on a good cure for that, and a very easy cure for that. Of course, you get these mats. They stink like Chinese rubber. The shop smelled like Chinese rubber for a good month and a half after we put these in here. I did trim these down so they would fit here. They come wider because the box tops are actually 18 inches. So I cut these down to, that's about 14 inches, I believe. 13 and a half inches. So they'd fit in front of my boxes. I didn't want them running under the boxes because I wanted to be able to lift them off and wipe the surface down. The other complaint that I've heard about the Harbor Freight boxes are the casters. I can't really speak to either of those two issues, this drawer floating open or the casters being bad, because there are no casters on here and I don't move it around the shop. It sits right here. This is where it was designed to be put, and that's where it's staying. So, and I've heard people say that, oh, well, who use multiple boxes, well, my locks don't match. I've got a lock shop. When I'm not here, the doors are locked. If somebody breaks in here and wants to get into my tool chest, there are 1,000 other tools they can use to break into this chest sitting right here. So I don't see a point in locking it out. So guys, that's the nuts and bolts on the, we call it the Toolbox workbench, or the Toolbox bench. If you need, want some more information on that, just make a comment. If you have any comments on the Harbor Freight 44-inch boxes, leave those down below for other people. All in all, I think this is working out pretty good for what I wanted. This is the size that I wanted. I didn't want it too long. I didn't want it taking up too much space. I wanted it compact. I don't need a bench I can sit at underneath and work on because I've got other benches for that. So, there we go. Catch you in the next video.